Dreams are like angels, they keep at bay. Love is the light scaring darkness away. I'm so in love with you. Make love your goal. The power of love, a force from above, cleaning my soul. Flame on burn desire, love with tongues of fire, purge the soul, make love your goal.
Angela, I take you to be my wife. I promise to dream and plan with you, to always show you how much I love you. For you have become my world, my heart, and my life. The future is ours, always.
I'll protect you from the hooded claw, keep the vampires from your door. When the chips are down, I'll be around with my undying, death-defying love for you. Envy will hurt itself. Let yourself be beautiful, sparkling like flowers and pearls and pretty girls. Love is like an energy, rushing inside of me. The power of love, a force from above, cleaning my soul. Flame on burn desire, love with tongues of fire, purge the soul, make love your goal. This time we go sublime. Love is entwined to find. Love is danger, love is pleasure.
I, Angela, take you, Michael, to be my husband. I will trust you and honor you. I will love you faithfully through the best and the worst, through the difficult and the easy. What may come, I will always be there. As I have given you my hand to hold, as I give you my life to keep.
The power of love, a force from above, cleaning my soul. The power.
Great pleasure and my privilege to be the very first person to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Michael and Angela Hirsch. Let us congratulate them.
Flame on burn desire, love with tongues of fire, purge the soul, make love your goal. Make love your goal.
You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places, but the horns, they blowing that sound. Way on down south, way on down south, London town. have Guitar George. He knows all the chords. But it's strictly rhythm, he doesn't wanna make it cry or sing. If then an old guitar is all he can afford, when he gets up under the lights to play his thing.
You're the light, you're the night, you're the color of my blood. You're the cure, you're the pain, you're the only thing I wanna touch. Never knew that it could mean so much, so much. You're the fear, I don't care, 'cause I've never been so high. Follow me through the dark, let me take you past the satellites. You can see the world you brought to life, to life. So love.
Angie, Mike, congratulations. Να είστε γεροί, όλα καλά και ευλογημένα να είναι στη ζωή σας, όλα χαρούμενα. Είμαι πολύ proud και εγώ και ο μπαμπάς σου για το Mike και για σένα, Νανάκα μου. Σας αγαπούμε πάρα πολύ. I love you so much.
Fading in, fading out, on the edge of paradise. Every inch of your skin is a holy grail I've gotta find. Only you can set my heart on fire, on fire. Yeah, I'll let you set the pace, 'cause I'm not thinking straight. My head's spinning around, I can't see clear no more. What are you waiting for?
Soms denk ik nog terug aan een tijd die ik nooit vergeet. Ik was in Spanje, het was ontzettend heet. De taal die sprak ik niet, het ging me veel te snel. Maar het Spaans voor 2 biertjes, dat ken ik wel. Dos cervezas por favor, dos cervezas por favor, dos cervezas por favor. Elke Spanjaard heeft een snor, dos cervezas por favor. Reis in Malaga, Benidorm of Marbella, het was er warm, oh zo warm.
She said, hello mister, pleased to meet you. I wanna hold her, I wanna kiss her. She smelled the daisies. She drive me crazy. She drive me crazy. Gonna take her for a ride on a big jet plane. Gonna take her for a ride on a
Heart beats fast, colors and promises. How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? But watching you stand alone, all of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved and more. And all along I believed I would find you. Time has brought your heart to me. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more.
What greater thing is there for two human souls than to feel that they are joined together, to strengthen each other in all labor, to minister to each other in all sorrow, to share with each other in all gladness, to be one with each other in the silent, unspeakable memories. Marriage is such a coming together, the joining of two people, the union of two hearts. It lives on the love you give each other and never grows old, but thrives on the joy of each new day, for marriage is love. Angela and Michael, may you always be blessed in your hearts with the wonder of this special day. May you always be able to talk things over, to confide in each other, to laugh with each other and not at each other when one of you has an unfortunate accident.
That would never happen.
To share moments of quiet and peace when the day is done. May you both be blessed with a lifetime of happiness. Michael and Angela, you have made it known that you want to be joined in marriage, and no one has shown any valid reason why you may not. If either of you know of any lawful reason why you should not be married, I ask you to declare it to me now. No? Thank you. This common cup serves as a witness that this couple shall share everything in life, in joy and in sorrow. They will be aware of each other's burdens. This cup is a token of a life of harmony. Angela and Michael's joys will be doubled and their sorrows halved because they are shared. Whatever the cup of life has in store for them, they will share equally. Loving God, who taught us to help and serve each other in marriage and lead each other into happiness, we ask that you bless this covenant of affection, these promises of truth. Protect and care for Angela and Michael as they go through life together. May they be loving companions, secure in their devotion which deepens with the passing years. In their respect and honor for each other, may they find their peace, and in their affection and tenderness, their happiness. May your presence, O God, be in their home and in their hearts. Amen. I'd now like to invite the bride and groom to sip 3 times from the cup.
You've known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decide to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed, you've been making commitments in an informal way. All of those conversations that were held in a car or over a meal or during long walks. All those conversations that began with, when we're married, and continued with, I will, and you will, and we will. All those late night talks that include someday, and somehow, and maybe, and all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things, and more, are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things that we promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you've been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, even teacher. For you have learned much from one another these past few years. Surely you shall say a few words that will take you across a threshold of life, and things between you will never be quite the same. For after today you shall say to the world, this is my husband, and this is my wife.
Angela and Michael, your marriage is intended to join you for life in a relationship so intimate and personal that it will change your whole being. It offers you the hope and indeed the promise of a love that is true and mature. To attain such love, You will have to commit yourselves to each other both freely and gladly for the sake of a richer and deeper life together. May all that is true and noble serve as your guide and act to help you both. The decision to marry, made in the context of human uncertainty, requires tremendous trust. Trust in yourselves as individuals, trust in the strength of your relationship, and trust that you will be able in your marriage to deal with whatever the future may hold, including this. With that in mind, I have a question for you both. Angela, will you have this man to be your husband, to live together in marriage? And will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and be faithful to him for as long as you both shall live? If so, will you please answer saying,
I will.
Michael, will you have this woman to be your wife, to live together in marriage? And will you love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and be faithful to her for as long as you both shall live? If so, will you too please answer saying,
I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, Angela and Michael have invited you all here today because you are all special to them. As family and as friends, you have a role to play in their relationship. And so I ask you all, will you continue to offer your support and your encouragement to Michael and Angela in their life together? If so, will you please respond loudly saying, yes, we will.
I Carry Your Heart with Me by E.E. Cummings. I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. And whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no world, for beautiful you are my world, my true. And it's your whatever a moon has always meant. And whatever a sun will always sing is you. Here is the deepest secret nobody knows. Here is the root of the root and the bud of the bud, and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than your soul can hope or mind can hide. And this is a wonder that keeps the stars apart. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart.
Angela, I take you to be my wife. I promise to love you without limit, to learn of you and your dreams, to be near whenever you need me, to trust in your love for me, and watch our love grow through the years. I promise to dream and plan with you, to always show you how much I love you, for you have become my world, my heart, and my life. The future is ours, always.
I, Angela, take you, Michael, to be my husband. I will cherish our friendship and love you today, tomorrow, and forever. I will trust you and honor you. I will love you faithfully through the best and the worst, through the difficult and the easy. What may come, I will always be there. As I have given you my hand to hold, as I give you my life to keep.
Angela and Michael, a circle is a symbol of the sun and of the earth and of the universe. It's a symbol of wholeness and of perfection and of peace. These rings you give and receive this day, then, are symbols of the circle of shared love into which you enter together as husband and as wife. Bless, O God, the giving of these rings, that those who wear them may live in faithfulness and love for all of their days. Amen.
Angela, I give you this ring as a sign of my love and loyalty, that you may wear it as a symbol of our marriage.
Michael, I give you this ring as a sign of my love and loyalty. May you wear it as a symbol of our marriage.
These two lives are now joined in one unbroken circle. Wherever they go, may they always return to one another in their togetherness. May these two find in each other the love for which all long, and may they grow in understanding and in compassion. May the home that they establish be such a place of sanctuary that all will find there a friend. And may these two rings they wear symbolize the spirit of undying love in the hearts of both of them. Michael and Angela, it is with the greatest of pleasure that I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, historically, brides and grooms have been blessed with 7 wedding blessings. In Jewish mysticism, the number 7 symbolizes creation and completion. As a man and a woman join together in love and in marriage, they help each other feel more complete, more whole than they ever felt alone. For their ceremony, Angela and Michael have chosen these 7 contemporary blessings that reflect their own hopes and feelings for each other. Michael and Angela, may you be generous and giving with each other in your marriage. May your sense of humor and your playful spirit always continue to enliven your relationship. May you always respect the diversity of humankind, and may you act with compassion to those less fortunate and with responsibility to the communities of which you are a part. May you appreciate and complement each other's differences, and may you always share yourselves openly with your friends and your family, and in this way, may your home be a haven of blessing and a place of much peace. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite you all to remain where you are for just a moment or two longer as I invite the bride and groom, the maid of honor and best men to join me in signing the marriage register. And in just a few moments' time, you'll have another chance to greet Michael and Angela, but as Oshawa and Canada's newest newlywed couple. Ladies and gentlemen, it is customary following the breaking of the glass by the groom with his good foot for all the guests to shout out their congratulations, and I invite you all to embrace this custom and say Mazel Tov, congratulations, Sing Charitiria, or good luck as the glass is broken. But for now, it's my great pleasure and my privilege to be the very first person to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Michael and Angela Hirsch. Let us congratulate them. Mazel Tov.
Good time. Slept in all my clothes like I didn't care. Hopped into a cab, take me anywhere. I'm in if you're down to get down tonight. 'Cause it's always a good time.
Good morning and good night. I wake at the twilight.
It's gonna be alright. We don't even have to try. It's always a good time. Whoa, it's
Burgavelis. Sophia Nofratidis and Marcus Burgavelis. Liliana Burgavelis and Andrew Hay.
John Stone.
Aphrodite Necro Giannakis and Brian Malloy. Burgavelis and Stephen Hirsch.
Now, before we introduce the bride and groom, let me tell you about their story. I'm a journalist, so I want to fact check this, so she actually texted me all the details. And this is what she wrote. He first introduced himself as the heir to the Hershey Kiss Company. Then, 5 months later, he asked me out, but he was 10 minutes late. I said, whatever, but then I got the time mixed up apparently. Then he sent me an email at work expressing his disappointment that we didn't make it out on our date. I ignored the email. Then, the following day, he showed up at my office and right in front of my boss, Gay Winters, he asked me out. And Gay responded, I should go out with him because he's a nice guy. So I did, and we've been together ever since. The Hershey Kiss introduction, fun fact here, was in the company's mail room with a dozen employees witnessing Mike's debut, putting on the moves. LOL. And that's the story.
All right, now please help us welcome Mr. and Mrs. Michael and Angela Hirsch.
serious.
Let's see those people go round and round on the dance floor, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody else, clap your hands for the people on the dance floor. Everybody else, clap your hands for the people on the dance floor. All right, keep going. Here we go. Hey, hey, hey. work. You guys did a great job.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
All right, this is my last chance. All right.
Ready on the count of 3.
1, 2, 3. I got all of it.
Hi, everyone. My name's Steve Glenner, and I'm one of Mike's oldest friends from back when we were 9 or 10 years old, playing baseball with him at Eglinton Park. I've been through thick and thin with Mike. In our case, one might say tall and short. 6 years of high school. We backpacked around Europe together for a month. We even shared an apartment for 3 years. I'm not really sure how I survived, but I'm here. So it's really, it's an honor to give the first speech at such a special occasion for you guys. So I'd really like to thank Mike and Angela for thinking of me. Also, it's a bit of a bonus for me because it means that I can really start on the booze faster than everybody else who's giving a speech. But on the other hand, the rest of you here really haven't had that much to drink, so my jokes are a lot less funny. Judging from the lack of laughs, you guys need to really get going at the bars right over there. So, back when I first met Mike, I remember him as the really tall guy who was really into strategy games. He was a huge baseball fan. He was a giant science nerd. And he was really into girls, even if they didn't quite reciprocate. I guess you could say that if you look at him now, not much really has changed. At least on the first 3. And on the 4th one, we're all so happy that you found Ange. And we could not be more excited for the 2 of you today. By the way, Ange, you really do look sensational today. Can we all give it up for Ange? She looks amazing. And as for Mike, normally he's a really stand-up guy, but today he's kind of struggling with that a little bit, so we'll give you a pass. So I remember back when we graduated from university, and I found out that Mike was going to actually be putting his passion into a full-time career working at the nuclear plant. And so while a lot of us were really excited for him to actually do that, find a career in his passion, I am pretty sure that myself and a lot of his family and friends who knew him well were frantically Googling meltdown blast radius. But just to be sure. However, if we had known that Angela was also working there, I think we would have all felt a lot more secure. Now, given that you guys, where you work, and now that you're officially married, can we officially call you a power couple? All right, as much as we all make fun of him, and that made my speech particularly easy to write, Mike really is an amazing guy who is always there for his friends. In public, he can be pretty low-key kind of guy, but he really is the most loyal, consistent friend that anyone could ask for. I like to think back to when we were backpacking around Europe. You're 23 years old, you spend a month together, there are bound to be fights. I can't even remember what it was. I think it had something to do with I like to plan all the directions and the routes of everything, and Mike is more of a, I'm just going to go do it and figure it out. I'm not going to read up in advance on it kind of guy. And once again, this tells you why we were worried about the nuclear explosion. So also, it probably didn't help that over there, alcohol is cheaper than water. So in the middle of one of those fights at 2 a.m. when I was very drunk, had absolutely no idea where we were in a foreign country, and my bladder was about to explode, I could still count on Mike to find a safe place for me to go pee in the bushes while he watched out for anyone coming down so that I would not end up in an Italian jail. So thank you for that, Mike. We know we can always count on you. I've also been trying to think of the moment when we all knew that Angela was the one for Mike. Now, most of us who know Mike well know that he's a pretty competitive guy, and he can get a little, agitated if things aren't exactly going his way. So I remember the first time that this happened when we were playing board games, and it happened in front of Angela, and we all kind of looked over at her and sort of worried that how she was going to react. And she was just super calm and was just like, oh, it's Mike. You know, he's just like that. You could tell that she knew him just as well as any of his friends. And she's a friend too. Angela, you're such an amazing compliment to a great guy like Mike, and the two of you together are an even better couple. So with that, I'd like to make a toast. Please raise your glasses. Here's to the newlyweds. May your marriage always be filled with laughter and love, and may you always be there for each other. Cheers.
Please rise. All together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. O Lord our God, bless Angela and Michael, and bless the food and drink we are going to partake here today, and those who are partaking in it. Thank you.
Just want to give a quick toast to get things started. To Mike and Ange, may this be one fantastic day of many yet to come. Cheers.
Αυτό που μου συμβαίνει φοβάμαι τόσο να το πω. Καρδιά μου πληγωμένη, ας είναι αλήθεια αυτό που ζω. Αγάπη να είναι αλήθινη, αιτία να είναι κι αφορμή. Σ' αυτά τα μάτια που κοιτώ, τον έρωτα να βρω. Αν είσαι ένα αστέρι που φως θα φέρει στην άδεια μου ζωή, ποτέ μη σβήσεις, ποτέ να μη μ' αφήσεις, ποτέ να μη χαθεί η αγάπη αυτή. Μα όνειρο αν είσαι, τα φώτα σβήσε, στα όνειρα να ζω. Μην ξημερώσει, ποτέ να μην τελειώσει, μέσα μου μείνε να σ' αγαπώ. Στο δρόμο το δικό μου, τα Τα πάντα ήταν σκοτεινά, ποτέ τα όνειρά μου δεν θα είχαν γίνει αληθινά. Μα τώρα είσαι εδώ εσύ και έχω ξαναγεννηθεί. Το τέλος και η αρχή μου, ζωή μου είσαι εσύ. Αν είσαι ένα αστέρι που φως θα φέρει στην άδεια μου ζωή, ποτέ μη σβήσεις, ποτέ να μη μ' αφήσεις, ποτέ να μη χαθεί η αγάπη αυτή. Μα όνειρο αν είσαι, τα φώτα σβήσε, στα όνειρα να ζω. Μην ξημερώσει, ποτέ να μην τελειώσει, πλάι μου μείνε να σ' αγαπώ. Αν είσαι ένα αστέρι που φως θα φέρει στην άδεια μου ζωή, ποτέ μη σβήσεις, ποτέ να μη μ' αφήσεις, ποτέ να μη χαθεί η αγάπη αυτή. Μα όνειρο αν είσαι, τα φώτα σβήσε, στα όνειρα να ζω. Μην ξημερώσει, ποτέ να μην τελειώσει, μέσα μου μείνε να σ' αγαπώ.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Christina, and I'm Angie's maid of honor and sister-in-law.
And I'm Peter, Angela's brother. We wanted to take a moment and thank you all for coming to celebrate Angie and Mike's wedding tonight. Angie, you look beautiful, and Mike should stop playing baseball. And I want to thank my two aunts from Greece from coming all this way. Thank you, it means a lot to Angela. Thea Maria, Thea Gitza, you guys are number one.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Thea Maria.
Angie, we have always wished for your true happiness, and we are happy you have found that with Mike. Go on.
Please join us as we raise our glasses, which we don't have, to the newlyweds. We'll just raise our microphones.
Angela and Mike, may you always find comforting strength and endless happiness in one another. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mama told me when I was young,
I'm the father of Angelos Gorgovelis. I welcome you, everybody you can tonight here. Thank you very much. My wife, Kula, and I welcome you, Ed and Ann, to our family. Mike, we love you very much because you're the best. You're the best. To Angie and Mike, I wish you love and may God bless you, your marriage, Mike. Thank you very much for doing it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome, and thank you. And I am very pleased to be here with you today. And for those who don't know me, I'm the mother of the groom. This is a magnificent opportunity to celebrate the joining of two special people, Mike Hirsch and Angela Gorgovelis, now Hirsch. They have put on a lovely party today, and I thank you both. Also, in my family's wedding tradition, I wanted to clink glasses, but I left mine. So somebody else clink it and we'll get them to kiss. Thank you. So now, I'm going to give you a bit of a history of my eldest son, Michael. And I'm going to do it in pictures, and I know the details are going to be hard to see. So I've made copies. I'll leave them outside. You can take a look. Okay? So first, this. So how do we begin? Well, first we have baby Michael Jason Hirsch, born one summer afternoon in foggy San Francisco. After deciding if the time was right, he was 5 days late, taking his time, 30 hours, and then scaring his parents when he was ready. Took him 5 minutes to become a bright-eyed, blue-eyed, alert young man who never wanted to rest. They told me most babies sleep 20 hours or more when they're first born. Michael needed 9 hours and 24 hours, max. Needless to say, I was tired then and never really caught up. The nurses in the hospital called him Houdini. He escaped his wrappings every time. The bet was not how long, not if he would flail his arms, but how long it would take him. He had great neck strength, and he could hold his head up before the book said he was supposed to. He was the first great-grandson of his loving great-grandma, Booby Dorothy. He was the first grandchild of Papa Seymour and Grandma Sylvia. He was the first grandson of Forsupta Tema, all felling or beaming love from above, along with all the others that we've missed terribly much. Today, I'm sure their spirits surround us and him with much love for happiness for him and his bride. Okay. So, did we say Mike likes baseball? Mike was playing baseball before he was born. I had to play right field 2 weeks before he was born. They needed another woman on the co-ed team. They told me, don't run after the ball, don't catch the ball, and you can't hit the ball. 2 weeks after he was born, Michael was out playing baseball, and the team got him a team shirt too. Sorry, I've got a lot of these. I'm reminiscing. Mike was full of mischief and loving a mess. So for his first birthday, we got him a chocolate cake and let him go wild. Wild. I think it took 3 baths till he was asleep. Mike was first in charge of roast busting, and in years to come, did so for his siblings, leading the charge. Next. Hey, my partner. Okay. He wore his first tux for his Aunt Randy and Uncle Ron's wedding. Quite a handsome man. At 9 years old, he took a trip to London and Paris with his dad and encountered his first time Greece traditions at the British Museum. I believe he met Pericles. Oh, did I say he liked baseball? Yay, Raptors! One of the first Raptor shirts. Oh, did I say baseball? I'm almost there. So, we leave baseball and we go to the nuclear experience. Mike's first nuclear experience was Raleigh, North Carolina, at the age of 14. Then at 16, he spent a summer in Deep River. And finally, at 18, he was seen in Shanghai with a nuclear shirt. And today, well, nuclear Mike. I had to show this picture. No words can be expressed. And then there is the joy when we got the first sighting of Angela and Mike from the mountains of Alberta in 2016. He took Angela to San Francisco in 2018 to show her where he was born and meet his godparents, Carrie and Danny, and he was introduced to some of the California cousins, Mandy, Mark, Rachel, and Michelle. At Christmas 2017, Ed and I had the pleasurable opportunity to meet Kula and Paul Gergovelis and some of Angela's family. Our first meeting of many more great ones that come and are to come. And now they are together with much love. Welcome to the family, Angela.
I think we know who the better Hirsch is today. Hi, everyone. I'm Mike's brother, Steve. But to calm my nerves before this speech, I thought back to my acting training and remembered that before going on stage, people wish each other luck by saying, "Break a leg." Yeah, I had to kick off my speech with that one. In fact, I'm offering up free high fives for anyone who can tell me how many broken leg jokes are in this speech. As you can tell, it will be a bit of a running joke. Okay, but seriously, what can I say about my brother Mike? He's smart, athletic, driven, and successful in his career. Mike was always a role model older brother. He had great taste in board games and video games, as well as sports and hobbies, and I followed in his footsteps and played much of the same things. But he was also willing to follow. For instance, when I learned to ski before he did, so he quickly learned it too and became a yearly tradition for us to go skiing together for my birthday, followed by way too much Pizza Hut pizza. He was always good at a lot of things, though apparently not sliding into third base. And we were often very competitive with each other, but we'd care most about having fun and helping each other do our best. In fact, he bought me a book a few months ago entitled The Best Man's Handbook. Subtle, Mike. Very subtle. We'd play strategy board games in our parents' basement that lasted months, planning our best strategies against each other, but at the same time, we'd point out each other's mistakes instead of taking advantage of them to help each other improve and play their best game possible. So Angie, when he's planning crazy strategies and thinks he's pointing out mistakes, he means well. So how about Angie? It's been a pleasure getting to know Angie. We share a sweet tooth, which I'm hoping will be reflected in this cake. And remember when I said that Mike is incredibly smart, athletic, and driven and successful in his career? Angie is all of those things, but even more so. She's also somehow able to put up with Mike all the time, tell him he's wrong when he needs it, and give him a hand or a leg to lean on when he needs it too. Angie, you make Mike incredibly happy. When he talks about you, being with you, living with you, it's like the rest of the world melts away and everything is good and right in the world. Your effect on him is like a deep sigh of satisfaction and bliss that frankly, I've never seen before in him in my entire life. I want to take this moment to tell you my heartfelt thanks for that. And to the two of you, I wish you all the happiness for a long and healthy life together. Cheers.
Our next speaker is someone who my husband's husband knows, and I'm not too sure even she knows this. Back in the 90s and 2000s, my husband was a chess professional. He would travel the world and play competitively in chess tournaments. He had many fans that followed him throughout his chess career. In fact, one of those fans happens to be here tonight. Please welcome our next guest, my husband's biggest chess fan, Alexander Mazdin's wife, Carmela.
Tiffany, thank you for that introduction, and it's actually been a great pleasure to meet both you and your husband. Good evening, dear family and friends. My name is Carmela, and I know a lot of you don't know me, but I am a longtime close friend of our beautiful bride. Angela has been an extremely important part of my life for well over 25 years. I'm gonna cry. She is the closest person I have to a sister, my truest confidant, one of only a handful of people who really knows me well and still loves me, and probably the only person that I can share my purest thoughts with. This may not be a surprise to many of you in this room, as most will agree that Angela is one of the kindest, smartest, giving, and genuine people one will have the fortunate opportunity to meet. And if she's as big a part of your life as she is mine, well, then you scored bigger than winning the lotto. Now, I also have the distinct honor of calling Michael a good friend as well. For all these reasons and more, I am extremely honored to have been asked to take part today in witnessing the joining of Angela and Michael's lives as husband and wife. Today has been the culmination of a beautiful journey and love story, which I have had the pleasure of witnessing from the very early days. I remember quite well the first time Angela told me about Michael Hirsch, the heir to the Hershey's chocolate dynasty, no less. And by the way, being a chocoholic myself, I wish. She had a sparkle in her eye, a pep to her step, and excitement oozing out of every pore of her body, all the while telling me why it wouldn't work. But who was she kidding? As the details of their meeting and first date emerged, I found myself rooting for Michael as a man of strength, honesty, courage, and brilliance, in whom I knew that Angela had found her match. I liked Michael then for keeping her honest and accountable, and Michael doesn't deal with tardiness as well as I do. So thanks to Mike, Angela has never been late for meeting me since. For me, the beauty of their relationship was witnessing the respectful way they merged their lives. They both speak of their families with great love and respect. Angela loves the Hirsch family as her own and has high regard for her new parents-in-law, Anne and Ed. As well, it warms my heart to see how Michael has embraced Angela's parents and family as his own, a family who are genuinely one of the kindest and warmest people I have known in my life. Their love story played out on a very last-minute whirlwind trip to Banff, various trips abroad, fun dates, romantic dates, supporting each other through respective sporting events, and a lot of PDA, which I have to say I'm not comfortable with. Ups, downs, a few blowout fights, but always a great deal of love and respect. They're an example to many of us veterans. I'm not going to take up too much more time, only to say that I am so excited by this next chapter in your lives together. I want to congratulate Mike personally for his outstanding professional accomplishments and the opportunity he will embark on this summer. On behalf of my family, my parents, my husband Alex, my daughter Gabrielle, and our mutual friends who are all here this evening, I would like to congratulate and wish you a lifetime of joy and happiness as we've witnessed today. Love you both.
Psychiatrist and a psychologist, a man who's used to listening to others' problems. Now sit back in your comfy chair and listen to him.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? No? Try the other one. How's that? All right. So, hello, everyone, and welcome to our Simcha, our celebration tonight. I'm Edwin Hirsch, Mike's dad, as many of you already know. I'd like to especially welcome those of you who've come to be with us tonight from such faraway places as Greece, Alberta, Ottawa, New York, and even Midtown Toronto. We also have a wonderful contingent of family and friends from California here tonight. California, you know, the Golden State, the proud home of the second best basketball team in the world. Thank you all for joining us here tonight. The first time I ever gave a speech at a wedding was when I was 10 years old, and I emceed at the wedding of my Auntie Nini and my Uncle Larry Sugarman. Auntie Nini was planning to be with us here tonight, but unfortunately got waylaid by some surgery from which she is now at home in Los Angeles recovering with my cousin Michelle's assistance. I just wanted to send her a special get well soon message from all of us now, before I go on to talk about Mike. When I thought about talking about Mike tonight, I thought of various important themes in his life, like baseball, engineering, and travel. But it now seems my wife Ann beat me to the punch on all of those topics, as you've seen. Take note, Mike. This is a lesson I've learned from almost 40 years of marriage. Don't be surprised if you come up with a really good idea only to find, as Steve would put it, that you've been scooped by your wife. It just happens that way. So I'll just add some anecdotes of my own on these somewhat plagiarized topics. Baseball. Ann already told the story of being drafted into our playoff game of co-ed softball to play right field in her 9th month of pregnancy with Michael. I mean, why not? She was on the roster, having played for us the previous season. So when Mike says baseball is in his blood, or even that he's been playing baseball since he was born, it actually goes back a little farther than that. Maybe this incident also explains why, for most of his baseball life, Mike has continued to play right field. By the way, the picture Ann showed of baby Michael in my glove from a few weeks later on actually shows him wearing a miniature version of our team jersey, which the team had made for him in appreciation of Ann saving our season that day, allowing us to go on to win a championship in Northern California. Say that has a familiar ring to it for some reason. Since then, I've seen Mike go through literally every level of non-pro baseball, from T-ball and rookie ball to adult league, as his dad, his coach, his co-inventor of baseball-related games like World's Record and 2-on-2 baseball, his driver, and his biggest fan, most recently known to his team as Papa Hirsch. It's been a great ride, and I've loved it. And I especially loved watching him grow up through it. It's been said that baseball builds character, and I can truly say baseball has helped shape him into the fine, upstanding groom he is today. Add that to the pun total, boys. Engineering. When Michael was 2 or 3 years old, whenever we took him to a restaurant in Midtown Toronto where we lived, he'd always ask to go to the bathroom, which was inevitably in an unfinished basement below. I'd take him down the stairs and he would look up and admire the pipes in the ceiling. When we got to the toilet, he said he didn't really have to go. He was just interested in the layout of the plumbing. This interest got particularly annoying one busy workday when we had to stay home to get a plumber to come unplug the toilet in the one bathroom house we were renting. It turned out to be blocked up with Lego. Puns always intended in the Hirsch tradition. We scolded our son with, "Michael, why did you throw your Lego in the toilet?" And watched him smile mischievously and say, "So I could get to see the plumber man come and fix it." But even at that age, Mike could be very helpful to us as well. For instance, when he was 3 years old, I took my final oral exams in psychiatry on which my future profession depended. It's a grueling procedure in which the examiners can ask you questions on any aspect of the field they choose. In my case, one of the examiners decided to question me on child development and what developmental milestones one should expect from a healthy 3-year-old. Michael's presence at home was very helpful to me then. Of course, the textbook answer on language development at that age was that, as a minimum, the child should speak in short sentences, at least 2 to 3 words long. While Mike's favorite, not so short sentence at the time was, "How about a little bit too much cocoa milk warmed up in the microwave, please, Daddy?" It was also very telling about future Michael. "How much would you like?" "A little bit too much." That became something of a motto for him ever after. Travel. One of the most special things Mike and I have done together since he was little was going on great travels together. When Mike started school, we put him in French immersion, and by grade 3, he was pretty good at French. But at that time, he was also offered a spot in the gifted program, which required him to switch schools and into English. Anne and I thought it would be cool to show him a place where French was the main language before he left it. So Mike and I went off for the first in a series of Hirsch family one-to-one adventure trips with Dad. At that time, Anne was not so keen on traveling and had 2 younger boys at home to be with, so it worked out for all of us. Mike and I went off to Paris for a week, and because he also loved castles and history by then, we went to London too. It was a great adventure, and the picture Anne showed from the British Museum with the bust of Pericles above him was from that trip. In subsequent years, Mike and I also traveled together to places like Los Angeles and China. The picture of 18-year-old Mike in the nuclear shirt near the Pearl Tower in Shanghai was from this latter trip. We're still talking about maybe one day going to Washington, D.C. together for our next trip. But in the interim, we spent a lot of one-to-one time playing tennis together most weekends over the past few years. People. Of course, we also did a lot of things as a family, and there have been a lot of special people in Mike's life. When he was born, he introduced Anne and I into the world of parenthood for the first time, and we were awestruck by the experience. Seeing our little boy move and play and smile opened up a whole new, indescribable world for us. Similarly, my parents, Anne's mother, my grandmother, my California family, and of course our Toronto relatives all adored little Michael, the first of his generation. Although on an early trip to Toronto, my sisters Randy and Maxine, then in their early 20s and sharing an apartment together, offered to give us a night off in which they would babysit for baby Michael for the first time. Anne and I went out for a much-needed break from parenting for a few hours. We came back feeling refreshed and great. We heard that from the moment we left, Michael had started crying and screaming and kept it up until shortly before we returned. By the time we got back, he was calmer, but it was Mackie and Randy who were doing the crying and screaming. We relieved them, and that may have been the only time they were glad we lived thousands of miles away. We were pleasantly surprised repeatedly in the 1990s when both of them went on to have children of their own, despite that experience. We tongue-in-cheek had feared that their experience with baby Michael that night could have scared his younger Quinta and Dinoff cousins out of existence. Years later, our son Stephen marveled at the same thing about himself after hearing tales of baby Mike. I guess the awesome part didn't always come through in our stories. And now there is Angela. Angela and Mike have been together for a couple of years now, and from the beginning, they just seemed to click. As I often tell people at my office, with relationships, it's usually not so much about good guys and bad guys, or who's right and who's wrong, but more about goodness of fit between a couple. When Mike and Angela met, he just seemed happier, and she seemed to like him a lot too. Personality-wise, they just seemed to be a good fit together, a good couple. And now here they are on their wedding day. So Angela and Mike, I lost the mic. You're officially setting up a household together. And you're the only couple I know of who are both starting up and downsizing at the same time, going from 2 houses to 1. Angela, I want to extend a warm welcome to you now as an official member of our family, and I wish you both many, many years of a warm, happy, joyous, and wonderful life together.
Good evening, everyone. Yes. Thank you so much. I am the last person that will be speaking tonight before our couple, so thank you so much for your attention. I'm sure many of you have heard the saying, there are friends, there is family, and then there are friends who become family. This is how I feel about Angela. Although our paths had briefly crossed when we were younger, we officially met and became fast friends in our first year of university. 25 years of shared life experiences, tears, joy, love, and laughter have bonded us as sisters. And now and forevermore, we are family. I'm here today celebrating the happiness of my friend. I look at her, and as always, she sparkles. I know Angela, and I know how important the symbolism of today is. I know she is radiant and glowing from the inside out because she has found happiness with a wonderful man and is surrounded by those she loves and holds dear. My beautiful friend, you deserve all the love and happiness you're feeling at this moment. Anyone who knows Angela knows that she is a force, a warm, passionate, caring, funny, hardworking, loving force who quite simply lights up a room. My beautiful friend who loves shopping and shoes, my beautiful friend who is slightly afraid of flying, but always gets on that plane. My beautiful friend who is always a strong advocate for the underdog. My beautiful friend who tells bartenders the exact ratio of ingredients to make her perfect purple haze martini. My beautiful friend who squeals with delight at the sight of cake and all things sweet and sugary. My beautiful friend who wakes up in the middle of the night to sneakily turn off the air conditioning when she thinks others are sleeping. I want you to know how much you are loved and how happy we all are for you. I would like to thank Mike for having the same effect on you that you have on all of us. Thank you, Mike, for lighting up my friend and filling her heart and soul with happiness. So, dear guests, I'd like to ask everyone in this room to raise a glass with me. Raise a glass, please. Yes, thank you. To everlasting love and beautiful friendships. May your lives and all our lives be forever filled with both. I love you. Sasaga po. Love you, girl. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Ange, we know that it drives you crazy when Mike leaves his socks around and when he borrows your toothbrush, but I guess that's love. We're all here today because she said yes. So everyone give her a warm welcome as I welcome Mrs. Angela Gerger-Velis Hirsch.
Hey, hello everyone. I'm grateful that you found the time to join Mike and I today as we celebrate our love. Being surrounded by you all has made such a difference to us, and we have been overwhelmed by your kindness and generosity, so thank you so much. A big thank you to our family and friends who came from afar to celebrate our special day with us. My aunts from Greece, Thea Maria and Thea Gitsa. Σας ευχαριστώ πολύ που ήρθετε να είμαστε μαζί, πραπαντός που ήρθετε για τη μαμά, για να σχεδιάσουμε μαζί με χαρά και με αγάπη αυτή την αγαπημένη μου την ημέρα. Σας αγαπώ. To my brother-in-law, Steve Hirsch, and sister-in-law, Annie Walton, thank you so much for coming from Calgary. I love you both very much. To the Razzle Dazzles, Oksana and Chris from New York City, John and Monique from Edmonton, and the folks from California, Mark and Elizabeth Schenkel, Mark Mandy and Rachel Meisner, Susan Hayden, and Kate Bernardo, Chase Prue, Jamie Smith, and of course, Andrew Hay from Ottawa, and our good friend, Mark Chen. Thank you, guys. To our incredible wedding planner, Suzanne Pete. I don't know where she is right now. She's somewhere in the room. Suzanne, where are you? Somewhere. Suzanne, you are my best girlfriend. I love you so much. The moment when you and I met, we clicked instantly. And I'm so grateful for the great friendship that we've developed throughout this entire wedding process. And I'm happy to say, Suzanne, no more wedding talk. We are done. To my dearest friends, Carmela Mason and Aphrodite Microgiannakis, you both are my closest friends. We have been through the good, the bad, the ugly together. Your friendship has been a source of strength to me over the years, and I want to say that I feel honored to have you both standing with me today. Thank you so much. To my cousin, Helen Carbaliotis, you have always been and continue to be an incredible role model. Throughout my life, we have shared many years of laughter, tears, and good times. With you, it's always been about togetherness and appreciating each other for who we are. I love you, Helen. To my brothers, John and Peter, I'm so proud of the men you are. I have witnessed you both with regards to your family values, how you love and respect your partners and your children, always making them your top priority. You are both my role model for what a good marriage should be. I love you both and wish you only the best in life. To my sister-in-laws, Christina and Stu, thank you for the happy times shared through the years, for the loyalty, love, the laughter, and tears, for the special things only you can do. For all of those, I say thank you. Today is the perfect day to tell you both how much you mean to me as my sister-in-laws and as my good friends. I love you, girls. To my Thea Newley and my uncle Lazarus Novertidis, thank you for loving me and being there for me. I love you both very much. I would also like to thank my new in-laws, Ann and Ed Hirsch. You have welcomed me with open arms into your family, and I have felt very ease around you both. I love your son more than anything in the world, and you should know that I meant every vow I said today and will spend every minute of every day trying to make him happy as he makes me. To my parents, words cannot express how much I love you guys. I love you both very much and appreciate your effort and love in bringing me up to be a better individual. I have learned life has struggles. It's not perfect for anyone. There are ups and downs. However, if you trust yourself and your partner, you work hard, understand, and respect humility, and have faith, you can move forward and grow stronger. Thank you for being my life mentors. I have learned many life lessons from you. I'm much lucky to have you both as my parents, and thank God for giving me you. You're the best parents in the world. Sasaka Papuli. My husband, as I can now call him, Michael, you mean everything to me. From the moment I met you, truth be told, I didn't think you were the one only because of how we met in the copy room of the refurbishment project office with at least 10 people standing around us listening to you chat me up. However, our first date, I knew in my heart you were someone very special. On our 5th date, I knew I wanted to spend the rest of my life with you. I am so excited that today is the first day of the rest of our lives, and I can't wait to see where the path takes us. But wherever the path may be, I know that nothing will be able to put a wedge between us. Michael, you are the most incredible man. I have you as my best friend and my life partner. Thank you for your love, friendship, and support, and the joy you have brought into my life. With you by my side, I have so much hope for the future. I look forward to making our dreams reality and sharing this incredible journey with you. So I'd like to make a toast to my husband, the man I love with all my heart, now and forever, Michael Hirsch.
Baseball team over there. I see a soccer team. I see some work people. A lot of family. Awesome. Okay. All right, I'm going to keep it quick. Not so quick, but this is the last speech, and then we're into the party. So enjoy your dessert, and let's do this. Good evening and welcome, everybody. Thank you all for coming to celebrate the special moment with Angela and I. We've been looking forward to this moment for a long time and can't believe it's finally here. I asked the surgeon to cast the moment in stone for me, but he said I had to settle for plaster. Before we get started, I'm sure everyone has enjoyed the delicious food and drinks. I want to thank Dean from Crystal Fountain for helping us host this great feast and dance party. I don't know where Dean is. Thanks, Dean. He's a longtime friend of Angie's from the Greek community, and instantly I knew he was a good guy. We're happy that he's able to celebrate tonight with us. I also want to thank our wedding planner, Suzanne from Kenneth Roberts Events. She has been so hands-on with helping Ange plan every detail of the wedding. This saved us, especially me, innumerable hours of design and planning time, and made today as special as it is. Last but not least, Del Mar has been our florist and designer with a key eye for detail and exquisite taste. Give it up for Suzanne and Del Mar, please. Dear Mom and Dad, you made me the person I am today. From our very first date, Ange and I talked about how strong our moms are and how wonderful our childhoods were. Mom, every single friend I ever had loved your kindness and asked if they could come over more often. I'm so happy that you're my mom and taught me to be kind, passionate, generous, and loving. You've helped me all along the way, even packing my house last week when I couldn't do it myself. Dad, you are the wisest person I know. I've always wanted to grow up to be like you and do you proud. I love our philosophical discussions, sports talk, board games, heart-to-heart discussions, and you first introduced me to the travel bug. Mom and Dad, words can't express how proud and happy I am to be yours. Let's celebrate bringing Ange's family into the bigger Hirsch clan.
We have so many great people here in this room, joining us from all over the world, and even more that are with us in spirit that couldn't be here. We miss our grandparents on both sides, who were such an inspiration to Ange and I. We know they would be proud of us and smiling down on us. I'd like to thank the family and friends from Toronto and California, the extended family, for continuing all the great traditions I grew up with, like eating dessert before the meal. Being warm, friendly, loud, happy. California is always a special piece of my home, and we can't wait to visit Los Angeles and San Francisco soon. Our cousins from Israel wish us their warmest congratulations, although they couldn't be here in person tonight. Our friends have journeyed from New York City, Ottawa, Calgary, Edmonton, San Francisco, and Greece. Thank you, Chris and Oksana, Andrew Hay, Steve and Annie Walton, John, Monique, Johnson, and Mike Chen. Thank you to my neighbors and friends' parents growing up. I love the closeness, especially between the moms, keeping in touch even when all the kids are grown up. We have a mom's table over there. My friends' parents have been almost a second family to me, and it's so wonderful so many of you could be here tonight. Ange and I both have pretty intense jobs, as many of our peers today can attest to. But there's a great satisfaction that we feel being part of such a big, high-performing team. And it's awesome and rare to work so hard on something you're passionate about. Thank you to all our work friends for making our work lives almost as good as our personal lives, and for extending your friendship into both worlds. My grandfather Seymour used to tell me that what really matters in life is your friends and your family. The real wealth was how to live a good life. Value those closest to you and take the time to treat them well. Have some fun too while you're at it, was the message. I want to thank Seymour for that brilliant advice, and I'm so honored to have so many wonderful friends here to celebrate together. I love that at the bachelor party, there were friends from high school, university, volleyball, baseball, and work. It's rare to find such an amazing group with everyone so chilled out, kind, and especially fun. Thank you for being who you are. You have always been there for me, and you are the best friends that a guy can have. You guys and girls make it all worthwhile through good and bad, and I absolutely love the way everyone has welcomed Angela into your hearts. My friends are so comfortable with me that they are always willing to roast me in front of my parents or new people. I'll never forget when I was first introducing Steve, Brian, and John to Angela, and they began by grilling me in a board game and letting her know all my secret traits to winning, such as whining that I'm in last place until I jump into the lead at the last minute. When Ange immediately coached me back into my best behavior, all of them were surprised and impressed by how well Ange dealt with me. I think from that moment on, they realized Ange was a great fit for me because she clearly can handle her own. From the moment I met the Gergavelis clan, I felt the generosity and the kindness. My father-in-law, Paul, always greets me with a warm smile and a big hug. For the record, he is probably the strongest pound for pound, 6-foot-tall man I've ever met. Thank you to my mother-in-law, Kula, for her love, warmth, heart. I've never been short of a meal right from the moment when we first met. Michael, have some more potatoes. She's always cooking for me, even when I'm not there. Ange has come home more times than not saying, Michael, my mom made you lentil soup. Thank you, Kula and Paul. I love you. John, Peter, Christina, Sue, you've welcomed me into your family like I was always part of it. I often feel that I've known you for ages. Thank you to the Theas, some of whom came all the way from Greece. Evharisto Poli. Thea Gitsa, I love you. Thea Maria, thank you for the best pasticcio. Thank you, Thea Newley and Uncle Louis. Uncle Louis. The extended family has welcomed me into the Gurgavelis clan, and I'm so grateful to be a part of my second family. It's very exciting to combine our big, fat Jewish and Greek families here tonight. I'm so looking forward to many years of our block rocking Easter parties with the lamb on the spit and the whole neighborhood in the front yard. Which at last brings me to my wife, Angela. I've always dreamed that I would meet someone beautiful, charismatic, fun, energetic, smart, and kind. Right from the start, I suspected you were the whole package. Although, I like the way we took our time to know each other in every season. I love our romance, our dance parties, just the two of us, our hours talking, sometimes late into the night, sharing our stories, thoughts, and dreams together. It hasn't always been rosebuds and milkshakes, but each challenge has made us stronger, more tightly knit together, and a powerful couple. As my favorite video game, Civilization, taught me, we have a relationship that will stand the test of time. We love good food, both adventurous, luxurious, and simple, depending on the mood. I love that for a special occasion, we will sometimes indulge in Taco Bell as a guilty pleasure. One thing I love about my wife is that she manages to have a magical combination of directness and genuine charisma that allows her to say the most difficult things of types of messages, and people around her, including myself, come to agree with her without ever getting defensive. I've seen her doing this all the time. For example, to drive the right outcome on work assignments, stressing them sometimes well into the weekend when I can be quoted, "Wait, I thought I was the manager. How come you have so much more responsibility than me?" When we put down the work files, Ange and I know how to have a good time. As some of you may have noticed tonight, I'm in a cast, a wheelchair, and some crutches. That's defense in depth for the OPG folks in the. When I'm not in crutches, Ange and I throw on some good tunes, especially the Red Hot Chili Peppers for her, Euro techno music for me, Unz Unz, or classic rock for the both of us. We dance, we sing the night away, just the two of us. We love hiking, and many of our first dates were visiting parks around the Durham area, and our first big adventure when Ange met me in Jasper. Ange will always have Jasper. I will leave you all with a life lesson that really sunk home the last 2 weeks. Take your time and enjoy every minute. I injured my leg, of all things, trying to steal third base, but I could have waited knowing that our wedding would be a home run. Thank you, everyone, from the bottom of my heart.
Angela's already had her final word, so now it's time to party! Woo!
When the feeling is ended, there ain't no use pretending. Don't you worry, it's only love. When your world has been shattered, ain't nothing else matters. It ain't over, but it's only love, and that's all, yeah. Hot words have been spoken, it ain't easy, but it's only love. And if your life ain't worth living, and you're ready to give in, just remember that it's only love. You can live without the aggravation. You gotta wanna win. You gotta wanna win. You keep looking back in desperation, over and over and over again. It's only love, baby. Ooh, baby, baby, it's only love, love, love. Your world is shattered, and nothing else matters. It ain't over, it's only love. If your life ain't worth living, and you're ready to give in, just remember that it's only love. Yeah, that's all.
Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for your bride and your groom.
All right, we ask that the bride and the groom stay on the dance floor, and let's invite the parents and the wedding party as we open up this party with a traditional Greek song.
Ένα τραγούδι θα σας πω απάνω στο λεμόνι. Να σου συνήθει κι ο γαμπρός και εσύ με θέλεις.
to everybody now. The dance floor is now
Παρή
I knew that I would now. I feel good that I knew that I would now. So good, I got you. So good, I got you. Oh, so good, I got
I don't wanna be nowhere else to say.